Well, I have a piece of clay and it is a little under 1/4 of an inch thick. And today, in sticking with our SOBs, our solar cheese ball or crocs, this time I'm going to use our solar oval thinner dinners and a new template. We've had our grandma's house template for years and it is a classic and everybody loves it. So now we've done it in an oval. This is the grandma's house oval, which our thinner dinner, which is our dinner plate. Look at this. That's going to be a gorgeous plate. It will also work perfect with our SOB, our solar oval bakers. And look at what that's going to look like. It also would be perfect. Well, this is the 3D. This is the 4D, but it's still the SOB, solar oval baker. Look at that. And look what that would look like. Oh my gosh. And then our solar oval hybrid with the 22. You can hardly tell that there's an angle to this, but that's a perfect angle for this to slide up. A lot of people struggle with those straight sides, but we also have the straight sides, which are that minimalist look. We started that minimalist look, oh my gosh, 3 years ago. The straight sides with the rounded bottoms and the finger pulls. We started that about 3 years ago. But again, today, I'm going to make a dinner plate with the new grandma's house rectangle. Look at that beauty. And so what I'm going to do first off is move that out of my way. Let me move my piece of clay over. I have already compressed the front and back of this. And I'm going to take my banding wheel system. This is a game changer for you hand builders. It attaches, it goes over the wheel or your banding wheel. I'm going to put my peg in. These pegs are expecting a 1/4 inch thick template. So I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to take and put my form on the top of this. And what I want to do is this. I'm going to take this gorgeous stencil and I'm going to lay this right on top of here. And hopefully I'll put this on without moving it. I'm going to try this and see. Bring this up, scooch this over so that you can see. And then what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to take it and just plop it right down. That gives me the least amount of chance of moving that stencil. And I wanted that stencil right in the middle. Although I could have put the stencil on after I flipped it. So let me get my little red rib. I just kind of dip it in the water and shake it, because I want to do my little swoop here. Look at the thinness of this. It's so gorgeous. And then I'll just come right around this edge just so I can see when I'm going to cut it where it is. Although at a 1/4 inch thick, I'm going to see that anyway. Got one of my hairs hanging here. There's that. And now I'm just going to go around this edge. Just like that. And come across the top here. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful dish. Look at that. Now, before I take this off, This is a thin, delicate little dish. So I am going to go ahead and use my, just make a foot with just the corn cob. I don't like to do that because I think you put all your time and effort into a plate that you should give it a stunning foot, but I'm gonna just do the corn cob today. Just like that. And pull, whoops, sorry, I bounced my iPad. Okay, I'll take this off. And, woo-wee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my, I use the Zeem, it's a needle tool, scoring tool. You can use anything. I'm just going to kind of come, this is going to be way wider than the piece of clay that I'm going to use to make the foot. That's okay, I'll fix that. There we go. And then I'm going to take my little piece of foot here, which is way longer than I need, and I'm going to score it. I'm going to score this whole thing because I'm going to be making another dish, and I think this is enough for 2 of them. So in case it is, I will have 2 of them already ready. Grab my little craft brush. There it is. Dip it in the water and come wet this. And then I'm going to start at this end. I'm not going to wet this whole thing because I'm going to have plenty left over. I'm going to stop right there. Stop right there. And I'm just going to bring this around, press it down as I go. I'm working with way more than I need, but like I said, I have another dish I want to make. Take my knife and just cut that at an angle. And I'm going to lay this out for the next one because that was plenty. And I do want to wet this. Make sure my head's not in your way. And there is my angle. Look at that. That's going to be gorgeous. And when I come around with my sponge, that'll get rid of part of the scoring that I did. That was too much. Whoops. Try to get that a little better oval shaped. Just like that. Okay, the other thing I do like to do is take my craft brush and come inside here and smooth this all down. Get rid of those extra score marks. Just like that. I want this just a little more ovalicious. And then I'm going to come around and get those score marks taken care of out here, to where you won't even see those. Just like that. Just like that. Now, I do like to just kind of put a template and just lightly press. That way I know it's flat. Just to know that it's flat. Nice and oval. And now, the only thing I have left to do is come in and just cut around this template. And if I don't get perfectly around it, that's okay, because I'm going to go back around it. Oops, couldn't get my arm to go. All right, now that I can see, I'm just going to come back around and get those corners that I kind of went outside. I sometimes would rather go outside the corner than slip a petal. Just like this. There we go. And look at that. It's so pretty. I'm going to take my sponge. I wring it way out. So it's just, I mean, I can't even wring drops out of it. It's very dry, just lightly damp. And I just come around and just somewhat smooth that edge. That little bit of dampness, it just makes it easier in the end to kind of smooth out right then. It's not going to hurt your piece. You're not adding water. You're just simply using the dampness of the sponge to lay down these edges instead of trying to do it with a finger. And look at that. Now I am gonna stamp my name in there real quick. Just like that. And we're gonna let this dry for a minute, and then we're gonna flip it over and see that amazing stencil. So we'll be right back. It's flip time. I like to take my little sim tool and go underneath and just lift that. I could lift this up and push from the bottom, but I just kind of like it that way. Now I'm going to use a little template and I'm going to flip that over. See my bad burn? That's what's left of it from the heat gun, so be very, very careful. Now this is going to pop right off. And I want to bring this up. I really need to leave this on for a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to lightly come around, very lightly. The sponge is barely damp. It's just because it'll slide better than my finger. And I'm going to pull this up just a bit. I want a slight curve to this so that when it fires, it'll come down perfect. So I think I'm going to put this on top of this and flip it back over. And then, oops, knocked it off my little form. Put that there, and then let this go down just a bit and let that set up for a minute, and then we'll come back. All right, I'm back. This is ready to flip, so I'm going to just put this and reach under and flip this over. And you see how this is a little more up. And I'm going to pop this out and look at that. Oh my gosh. I love it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little roller and I'm going to just kind of roll, make sure this is all rolled in really good. I've got my hand supporting underneath. Just like that. Now I'm going to come across with my rib just to get the little roller marks out that I put in. Little tiny, but they'll come right out. Just like that. There. There, what do you think of that? Oh, I love that. That's going to be gorgeous. I'm going to use my rib just to get anything down that needs to go down. Just like that. Now that is a gorgeous oval dish. That is a beautiful serving dish. This could be a plate. Look at this curve. Look at the curve. And look at that light curve. Now, what we can do is glaze this. I'm going to use Paula's Colors for Earth to glaze this. Just want to clean this up just a bit. Just like this. Holding my hand underneath to support it. Oh man, you guys, I can't even tell you in person how gorgeous this looks. Again, support underneath. Okay. Now, I'm going to take Paula's Colors for Earth and just kind of glaze into there. That's my goal. And we'll be back to do that in just a few. Okay, I am going to use Paula's Color for Earth color concentrates. I'm going to use Key Lime CC 160 and Mountain Pine CC 164 on those leaves. It's just going to take a quick drop. I just put 2 little drops of each. in there. And I'm just taking one of her little brushes. This one is just a Color for Earth small Sumi. I'm going to wet that. And I'm going to start with the light green, which was the key lime. Add water to that. And I'm simply going to hit the tips and let that run down. Well, that wasn't the tip, was it? And let that run in there. That's all I'm doing. Just letting that soak, putting it right down the middle and letting it spread out. Again, coming kind of right down the middle and letting it spread out. Right down the middle. And let it spread. So it went a little over the stencil. It'll never show, but I know. I guess I'll need a little more. These little roses are so pretty, and this stencil is super, super delicate. Try to remember not to lean down. I hope it, I'm just adding one extra drop. And try to remember not to lean on your sides. I'm going to start getting this off my brush. And I'm going to go back and kind of hit them a little at the top. If you go over, I'm just going to take this one real quick and just come clean that off. Because you're not going to see that anyway, but I know it's there. There. I know it's there. And you know me. This is running down, so that's a little thick. Where it's a little thick running to the bottom, I'm just soaking it up in my brush and going back up to the top and putting it here. Just to put that extra bit up at the top. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of swish that brush and put it in the darker green. And I'm just gonna kind of come along, like this one is just a green leaf. So I'm gonna just put that in there and let it run. Then I'm gonna go run along the outside edges. And let it come in. Just let it run. Just gonna let it run in. So that it'll blend with that green, the lighter green. Just like that. Look how pretty that's going to be. Don't lean on your sides of your dish. When I'm hitting these little spots, I kind of have to stop talking, but look how pretty. Pretty, pretty. Notice my little finger supporting the side for me. And then where it's got the little leaves, I'm going to do those just in the darker color. Do I have another K-leg somewhere? I do, right here. Get this one. And you want to do this while the inside color is still wet so it'll run in. And if I loop my finger under the edge, that reminds me not to press on that because I want to make sure I'm not pushing those sides down. Just like that. Oh, that's all of them. Yeah, the rest of that. I'm not sure if this is rose, but it's going to become leaf because I'm not sure. And so it becomes a leaf. There we go. Look at that. Woohoo! Okay. Now I am going to take red geranium, maybe sunflower, and Florida orange. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. What's this one? Deep cranberry. I think I'm going to do Florida orange and deep cranberry. And I'm going to do the Florida orange in the center. So I'm going to do a couple, 4 drops. And then I'm going to do about 4 drops of that. And I'm going to go with my bigger brush. This is the medium semi. May not be the brushes Paula would use. Sorry, Paula. So what I'm going to do is just kind of come around in here. And get some color. In here like this. I'm not going necessarily all the way to the edge because it's not going to matter, because I'm going to put that cranberry in there. So I'm just like dabbing it in. And then doing this upper one, same way. Just like that. Get that last little bit. I want it a little darker. There we go. Now I'm going to come in and get a little water. And I still had the orange on my brush. And now I'm going to mix that cranberry into my brush. And I'm going to come around these edges with this cranberry. And get this cranberry around these edges. And I want to do it again while it's wet so it kind of goes into the center. And remember, when you take this stencil off, it's going to look so different. All right, let's get this upper one. This one's the bud, so there'd still be a lot of the cranberry showing on the outside because it hasn't opened up yet into the orange. This is my imaginary flower, right? This was what I imagined. And I want to take some of this red out, so I'm going to splotch it up. And then go back with some of this orange because I had too much red, I think. And let's come back in with some orange in here. Oh yes, much better. Okay, blot off because I feel like I went outside right here and outside right here. Not that it's ever gonna show, but I know. Okay. Oh, we needed to do some cranberry on this rose. This is going to be a long video. Sorry, guys, but I'm not the super quick painter. All right. There's my blended roses. Now, I think I'll come back and go around this whole edge with that deep cranberry and do lines in it. But I'm going to do that later. And if I do it, I'll put a video up. But let's do this. Let me dry this glaze a little bit, and then I'm going to show you when I take the stencil off. All right. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to go in and grab a piece of this stencil. I'm going to have to repair that because I can't get in there. See if I find a better piece. Let's see. No, I kind of like this one. I can just fix it. Wow, 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 wow. And when that fires, oh my gosh. I am so excited to see that. Now, I'll just come in here with the edge of my rib and just fix where I went in with my where I went in with my pokey needle tool, and then you'll never see that, but look at that. So if we take this cranberry, which we're almost out of, darn it, maybe we'll do this dark green. Maybe we'll do the dark green. I wanted quite a bit, so I just kind of poured it in there. Like that. Let me go get a bigger brush real quick. Hold on for a sec. Okay, I got the 5700 Kolinsky synthetic wash brush because I wanted a big wide brush, because I'm going to come down and around. I'll have to do several of these, but I think that's going to make it just gorgeous. This takes a little concentration. because I want to get this right around this edge. I'm going to come around and I'm going to grab this and watch that leading edge. That'll help. I can see where my brush is going to go instead of where it's been, and that's very helpful. Whoops, Mr. Wilson came in and I forgot to unpause the video. I'm sorry. I didn't do anything besides what I was already doing. Okay. And I think we'll be done. And then I'll come and do a second coat exactly like what I just did when that dries. All right, look at that. We're going to let this dry and we'll be back. Okay, so today we made this. Look at this. And sticking to our SOB or our solar oval bakers we did last time, this one is our thinner dinner with our new Grandma's House rectangle. And our thinner dinner, look at that, and look at the shape. And look what you get. Look at that, just gorgeous. Remember, we also have the hybrid. We also have our minimalist with straight sides and a curve. We've had all of these for 3 years. The dinnerware, thinner dinner ones we have had a year, I think. And then in our solars, we have our curvets. And these are tall or short, look like throne. And then we also have our hybrid, which has a, like this is our straight sides. They're a little tougher to get off. So we came out with the slightly angled out, and they pop right off of those. And you almost can't tell they're not straight up and down. So these are our minimalist dual drapes. These are our hybrids. And these are our thinner dinners, like this. So enjoy, and we'll see you next time.